Yo guys, patch notes are out, and I'm bringing you my traditional rogue patch note summary for the patch 1.2 next week. I'm trying to make it as quick as possible, also as detailed as possible. It's actually not that much as expected. So, yep, I just do like a quick summary, some recommended builds. Then we go through all the details. I will give you my opinion about it. And yeah, let's just start with the most important stuff, maybe in the beginning. So, Marksman, new skill. Other than that, pretty much no changes in passives and other skills for Marksman, but Heartseeker is going to be probably the number one build for Rogue that most of you guys will probably play, me included. For Bladedancer, there were pretty much almost no changes entirely. The only change that really happened, or where I can imagine I will play it again, is Chakram. Chakram got buffed like quite a lot. Also, I was surprised by that change because Chakram was never that bad, but I will definitely, after Heartseeker, do like a new Bladedancer version of my popular Chakram build. For Falconer, as expected, pretty much nerfs all over the place, especially for Bleed, Dive from Ballista. Still, all those builds are viable. It's just like they lost, of course, a lot of damage, but still, I mean, we all know how fucking OP they were before, so still playable, of course. Surprisingly, I think a lot of people know nerfs to Shadow Daggers, like no changes whatsoever. Also for the Bladedancer or for the Falconer version, quite a surprising nerf for Explosive Trap, Blast Rain in general. Blast Rain, I would just say it's pretty much dead. The mana cost now for Explosive Trap is just so high that with Blast Rain you pretty much cannot compensate it. And if we have a skill like Heartseeker now with like 3 mana cost and you have Blast Rain with over 20 mana cost, almost the same procs hits per second, why should you even play Blast Rain when you have something like Heartseeker? So pretty sad that we lost the Marksman build, but yeah, it is what it is. Only the Trappers can still sustain it because of the Mana Ring affix, but Blast Rain is pretty much dead, in my opinion. WASD is going to be like an insane survivability boost for range characters. Marksman, Heartseeker will benefit a lot from it, so you will see how this one will feel. We got the set affixes. Again, Rogue not really benefiting a lot from it, so the only thing that I saw is like Sarek with movement speed, Corsair for the bleed duration. Then we got the new champion affixes. There's one with a +1 maximum shadow. There's one with a multi-shot pierce up to 3 when you got T7, so those are the new affixes. Also, like, not really that build enabling. I mean, you can just make multi-shot a little bit more quality of life with a new glove affix, but other than that, nothing big. Defensive buffs, we got dodge, HP, endurance, crit avoidance, so pretty good buffs actually. There are also some war changes. Definitely getting a bit tankier with 1.2. But still, if you are going to Uber or race Uber Abbey with Rogue, yep, good luck, guys. Probably you should stick to Sentinel if you want to survive. It's just like, I'm just giving you advice. Like, welcome to Rogue. It's not 1.0 anymore with Busted Falconer, Jelko Trap, or whatever. This is like way more balanced right now. So good luck with the current state. For some recommended builds for 1.2, Marksman, Heartseeker, like I said, pretty much probably the go-to build for many Rogue players. I can recommend Dragon Song, Icicle, Rain of Winter, Hybrid Dot. I will cover all of them. I will start with Dragon Song into Icicle, and then I will also show some Hybrid Dot version once the patch is live. Multishot, I did a build guide for this in the last patch. It's pretty much like, yeah, pretty much made for casuals. Did all the content. There's one version by Lizard on max roll. There's a lot more tanky, so you either go for his version or for my version. Hail of Arrows, my Shadow Hail of Arrows version that Tonk and I pretty much made popular. Also got a huge buff with a new Quiver, insane now, 60% more damage. Also while mapping brings a lot more quality of life. So Hail of Arrow again, insane buff, and you can also play the bleed version. So those are pretty much, in my opinion, the 3 big marksman builds that are currently out there. For Bladedancer, like I said, almost no changes. I mean, you can pretty much play all the builds that are still out there since 0.9, and if you see a video that's like 2 years old, it's pretty much the same. That's the current state of Bladedancer, which is quite sad, but it is what it is. So you can play Shadow Daggers, Shadow Cascade. I have a guide for all 3 of them actually out there. You can do the version of Wander, doing the Dancing Strike combo. Like I said, Chakram, I will do a new one in the second or third week after I played Heartseeker. BBC was, I think, more popular in the last season, so this is also like a new build at least. Then for Falconer, like I said, a lot of nerfs, but still something like Area Assault Armor Blades is probably the most OP build right now for Rogue. You can still play Shadow Daggers, it's insane for leveling, also no nerfs here. Acid Flask actually got buffed, but not for self-cast. I mean, of course, normally when you play Acid Flask, it's the explosive trap, so the trapper version is a bit better. Now with mana sustain, I don't know, but at least I wanted to like add something new here because otherwise Ballista, Dive Bomb Bleed, like I said, still viable. But yeah, Falconer, I don't know if it's like that interesting other than this one build here that is just absolutely dominating everything. This is just like a quick summary. Now we will actually go for the real patch notes that were in the forum post. So there's this Master Archer passive on Marksman. It's a new node actually here, 20% recurve chance, 2 points to get 40 in total, and Coated Blades now only applies to directly used abilities. That's this one, probably to avoid some hidden mechanics or procs. That's why they changed this one. Other than that, nothing. I think I heard also, or I saw a lot of people like asking for Marksman passive tree change, but to be honest, the passive tree, I don't know where this is coming from, that this tree is like bad. It's like, in my opinion, a very strong passive tree if you know how to build it and if you know how to play a marksman. There are so many good nodes like this one, 1.1 of a 250% increased damage. A lot of more multipliers here. Free 1.1er silver shrouds, 1.4, 20% flat like crits. I don't know where this is coming from. Like marksman tree is actually very strong. So it doesn't really need that many changes. The only change that marksman or rogue needs is just more skills, and therefore more build variety. That's pretty much all. But yeah, those are the passives. For skills, Heartseeker, completely new skill. I don't need to pretty much bring out all the skill notes, but if you want to look over it, of course, there's the whole tree. I will go over it in a different video, but right now we just go over all the other notes, of course. Acid Flask, so they increased in damage effectiveness. A new more multiplier here. Like I said, I would still not play it self-cast. It doesn't make any sense because it just misses too many like procs or hits. So still Explosive Trap is the better version. This one is just a bit better for leveling. It's just pretty like 2 or 3 levels for me that because I just have like from 2 or 3 onwards I play Acid Flask and then I switch of course to Puncture. So small buff here. Cool effect here to convert it to Cold Frostbite. Other than that, pretty much nothing here. There was, I think, some questions about Toxic Cell and Barrage. They finally fixed it here. That's it for Acid Flask. Aerial Assault, I personally expected a lot more nerfs for the skill. In my opinion, it's one of the most busted skills actually right now for Rogue. The only thing that got nerfed here is pretty much a nerf or direct nerf for Ballista with the attack speed here from 75 to 50, also 1% instead of 2. Other than that, just some corrections here also, not from unlimited, is now to 30 times with the bleed chance. That's pretty much it for Aerial Assault. The cooldown is just like still insane. The Armor Blades procs are still insane. So yeah, Aerial Assault still absolutely OP in the current state. For Ballista, got actually some changes. Like I said, with Aerial Assault, then there's this care package node that provided a lot of potions. Where is it? It was this one over here. Now they change it so that you don't like have the full screen of potions anymore. So there's like a new line here. 10% chance to drop a potion per second. This Elixir of Construction was a damage multiplier that also got reduced to 15% instead of 20. Also 3 points max. Also some small adjustments here, not really like affecting too much of the build. Cinder Strike, finally, it's not like a big change, but it makes more sense now. So they changed this 50-50 conversion finally to fire entirely. So no more like 50-50 damage conversion here. Other than that, there was like I think just a description or like a tooltip mistake with the damage effectiveness. Cinder Strike, again, still not good, but at least like a cool change here. For Dark Quiver, so there's actually a quality of life change. Instead of 1 black arrow, you can hold 3 now. There's a new note. This one is this one down here for Heartseeker with a 50% recurve chance. You still only consume one black arrow if you shoot with a bow skill, not all three. But as I said, you can hold 3 points now. Also, they changed something here. Which one is this? Archer's Focus. I think it was this one exactly. So you don't put 3 into it. To be honest, if you think this is like a good change, I can already tell you it will not affect the playstyle that much. 2 examples, Hail of Arrows. If you play with Dark Quiver, you're just going for a high duration Hail of Arrows, like over 10 seconds, and your black arrow only holds for 4 seconds. So why should you have 3 in your quiver when you just like use the skill every 10 seconds? That doesn't make sense. And still, if you like use a skill like Heartseeker or Multishot where you spam it constantly, the DPS is still higher if you just hold your right click instead of going from A to B to C to pick up black arrows. That takes way longer than just holding right click. So in my opinion, of course, quality of life, maybe with face point, some good addition, but it will not affect your gameplay that much, to be honest. New change, I don't know. I would rather see like a buff where I can click it and then it's duration based. But this whole mechanic, I don't know, not very like welcoming for like in a gameplay perspective. The only thing that makes Dark Quiver and picking up the black arrows better is WASD now, because now you can just keep on doing DPS on enemies while kiting around with WASD. So that is a big plus for black arrows mechanically from a gameplay perspective. But other than that, I still don't really like the new changes here. I mean, I just play it because of Hail of Arrows, because it's a great buff. But other than that, it's not like one of my favorite skills, to be honest. Decoy, whatever. There are also like notes that doesn't really affect the gameplay that much. Detonating Arrow, there is a nerf in the explosive trap, but here not that much, to be honest. Dive Bomb got a huge nerf, of course, from 700 to 500 damage effectiveness. Shadow Falcons also 10% less. This one got halved. This one is just a visual. Explosive Trap, as I said before, like a big loser actually for the patch. So the mana costs here, I will show you in the tree actually, because this is quite insane. So this one is not 20%, it's 10% now. This one lost a point, so we lost mana efficiency. There's +1 flat mana cost. This node got nerfed with a proc limit, which is actually good. I think this was kind of needed. But the whole mana increase, I don't think so. Because now, like I said, Blast Rain is kind of dead. You cannot sustain it anymore. It's just way too much mana cost. And with all the plus mana, leveling it, also endgame, you just need so much like gear investment to just finally play it. And with Heartseeker, you can just like equip it and just keep on playing. So I don't know, this change was kind of weird. But yeah, it is what it is. Blast Rain pretty much fucked for the next season. Because of Dive Bomb, of course, also Falconry. All the nerfs here will affect Dive Bomb, so damage effectiveness for Falcon Strike, that's the active skill, got reduced. Running Talons was for the Bleed Falconer, there's also a nerf here. This one got nerfed, that's the crit one. No, sorry, that's the global damage. The crit one was also nerfed from 75 to 50. More mana cost, cooldown reduce, so Falconry Dive Bomb. A lot of nerfs actually, like for the whole synergies. We saw it coming. As long as the mechanics are not fucked and the builds are still there to use, I think it's fine. We just have to see like how crazy those number nerfs are actually in the gameplay at the end. For Flurry got a buff. I think this was just to compensate Multishot, because self-cast Multishot is quite good, and probably they just try to bring back like the channel Multishot with the buff here to Flurry for a little bit more single target. Other than that, I don't really see like Flurry like in a good position at the moment, in my opinion. Hail of Arrows also nothing basically net, also just like a bug fix here. For Puncture, actually some quality of life changes. So the Bloodthirst is this bleeding buff. You can also convert it to poison and to frostbite now with Raka's Quiver, and also with the poison conversion. There's also this change right here with the connection, so you don't, if you want to play poison, you don't have to connect it with this node. That increases your mana cost, so you can also play 0 mana cost poison Puncture now, which is very cool. I really like this change here. Other than that, what else is there? Fixed Puncture not correct automatically auto-replacing the rogues. Okay, no clue. Sometimes I have to read through it again. I play CT since November, and most of the stuff I actually forgot, so yeah, sometimes I have to read it again. Shurikens, this was actually the biggest surprise for me. No clue why they buffed this. I don't know who was asking for this buff, to be honest. And I also personally don't like it, and I complain about it. Because this basically means, in my opinion, they reduce the build variety for Shurikens. So its damage effectiveness is 25% higher, which means that the lightning version got better again because helmet and body armor provides a lot of flat lightning damage. And that means that lightning, of course, has more value with this buff here. Also, Chakram, like 70% more damage. Before what I liked about Shuriken is that you had like a single target node and you had like a quality of life AoE node. And now pretty much they buffed everything for this node to make it even better than the single target one. So in my opinion, the go-to is Lightning Chakram, pretty much. Of course, the whole physical Shuriken variations are still good, but Lightning Chakram just sounds too good now with these changes, and that's why I will also like. It's going to be my second build after Heartseeker. I will try it again, see how good it is, but it was very strong before. It was just a little bit clunky with the gameplay, but the damage, in my opinion, is going to be insane. Smoke bomb, just some bug fixes, nothing big. There was a smoke screen bug all the time. I think that was even before, like 1.1. I can't remember. Like some small fixes here. Umbral Blaze, also nothing big. Projectile speed is now affected by modifiers. Okay, also nothing big. And then the subskill, Burning Daggers, a buff actually also coming quite handy for Heartseeker. More base damage, more damage effectiveness. So Burning Daggers are going to be good additional damage for the Heartseeker or for also Cinder Strike buffs. So this is just also quite a cool change. Still, mechanically, not the best, but as we also saw in the video, you can get quite a lot of Burning Daggers out of Heartseeker, so that's a cool change here. That was pretty much all the changes for the skills. Then there were also, of course, some changes like in gearing. So like I said, as I said before, more HP, more dodge, more endurance on gear. The critical strike avoidance suffix is now a hybrid together with dodge. That is very cool because last season we pretty much like avoided crit avoidance in general and went for the crit damage or reduced crit damage bonus taken affix, but I will probably go back to CA because of dodge, and dodge is just very good for marksman. There's a certain point in corruption where you just like die, and at least dodge can help you out there. So this is my new go-to affix. Also, flat dodge and the crit avoidance blessing got buffed. This is also now hybrid, so very cool change here for the blessings. Even though the all resistance is probably still better, but still cool change. For idols, I will not go over idols. You can just like check last Epoch tools and check all the new Weaver idol affixes. They are quite insane, quite a lot of changes. Also in build guides or in build planners, I will pretty much leave like all the spots for idols free because it's just like put everything together for your build to get more HP, resistance, whatever. I will only put in like damage multipliers, but the rest is just like to make your gearing or your resistances in a better position. But this will make it quite easier for you or for us on Rogue to make our defenses better. So good change here. And this one also received a little buff here with flat dodge rating. We got some new uniques. I will not go over everyone, just a couple of them that came to my mind. Crystal with this new Quiver is absolutely insane. Not here. It's over here somewhere. I can put it. Crystal, where are you? Come on. Over here. This one is quite insane for Hail of Error. I will probably make a video about this just to update you. 60% more damage, as I said. I would personally not really recommend it for skills, like I said, for Multishot or Heartseeker that you constantly spam, but if you just walk a little bit or evade, get the full stacks to get like 60% more damage out, quite insane. Also with the movement speed here. Petrify, slow chance, cooldown recovery, there's so many good changes or like affixes actually for the Quiver. So that is looking very good. The Ravager helmet we already saw in my last video, also you saw it before, more like a support Heartseeker, not really like for single target damage because of the note that says one Heartseeker only. There was this Mantle of the Pale Ox body armor that gives you a reduced bonus. What is it? Damage redirected to your highest health minion. This is not working for Falcon, by the way. Just like a friendly reminder for you. There's this new Scissor of Atropos. It's like a one-handed sword. It looks cool. I was coming up with the idea playing Dancing Strike with a Shadow Cascade combo as a proc. Maybe something like this work. Also, the stats for it are very good actually, so you can keep it as a stat stick. Shattered World is the new go-to relic, but it's uber Abbey, so probably we all want this relic, but it's going to be very hard to achieve. Some unique item changes. Blood Roost those are the gloves for Bleed Falconer, so they got nerfed pretty much in half here with the bleed chance. Eye of Reen, I remember there were some people abusing it to get high crit damage, but this was capped now. So from no limit to 30 times for 5 seconds. I don't know why I write this one down because it's like a rogue specific unique, of course, but this was never played before. This was the Dancing Strike sword. Just a little buff here. Jackal's blast knife here, so finally you can use it with this hold this node and explosive trap tree. Other than that, no changes here. Ring of the Third Eye was the ring where you can really abuse like getting a lot of ward on crit, so this was limited here. Razorfall, big surprise. The nerf here is almost, in my opinion, irrelevant. From 2 Umbral Blades per 30 decks to 1 per 20. So before with 100 decks you got 6, and now you get 5. I at least expected like 1 per 40. I think that would be a better nerf, but this one, I don't know. Even like this cooldown recovery here, yeah, nothing big. So Razorfall is still fucking OP. World Splitter, you can pretty much abuse like the big AoE with a couple of rogue builds. I saw some video here. This got fixed, so not possible anymore. And it was not in the patch notes, but Traitor's Tongue, very strong dagger, no nerfs there. I expected some LP level changes here or some crit nerfs, but nothing here, so still very strong offhand that you can use on rogue builds. For set item changes, as I said before, Corsair and Zarek providing bleed duration, looking good for a couple of bleed builds. Movement speed and leech is not a bad stat. I will probably not go for it, but just like some ideas at least to get one of the set item changes. If you have some cool ideas, you can let me know maybe in the comment section, but I didn't come up with any other ideas, so good variation for any builds. And then, as I said also before, champion affixes, Mirage is getting like flat dodge and the +1 max shadows for pretty much Falconer, Marksman, and Bladedancer. And this new Venomous affix provides you with poison chance, multi-shot, flat pierce here with 3 times, 2 times, 1 time based on the tiers that you got. And that's pretty much it, guys. It's not that much, to be honest. Rogue is not really like a big winner for this patch. I mean, of course we get Heartseeker, like a very cool skill. But other than that, Bladedancer, a little bit sad that it's completely untouched. Falconer, we expected all the nerfs. This is fine. But yeah, not really much like a new build variety. A lot of old builds that we can still play at least. That's cool. So still, as you can see, there's still a lot of builds that are definitely endgame viable. But not that much to test around at the moment. So yeah. Tomorrow I will bring out the Marksman leveling guide to prepare you to get to Heartseeker quick. On Sunday I will do my Heartseeker leveling guide / my league starter. And that's pretty much it for the patch notes. Thanks for watching, guys.